The sound of warfare begins to thunder across Europe. Germany has gone to war. Germany has declared war against Poland and capturing West Poland and Dolnolaskie from the Polish peoples. Germany has gone to war against Denmark and capturing Copenhagen in a swift campaign. Germany has gone to war against Belgium and with a massive tank army, medium armor, motorized, and some light tanks as well, has captured the territory of Belgium. Britain and France declare their neutrality in the face of this German aggression. But we will see how the rest of the world reacts to this event. The Soviets, for their part, launch into action. They signed a secret pact with the Germans, the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, and now launch their troops in a swift and quick invasion to recapture territory lost at the end of the Great War. These territories are rightfully belong to the Russian nation. The territories of East Poland, Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, the former brethren of the Russian nations, who wish to join the communist cause. Russia also decides to launch an attack into Iran to also help spread communism to world abroad and to lift the oppression by the British people who are trying to exploit Iran for their oil. Likewise, in the east, the Japanese, after launching a massive attack all along the coastline of China, have now faltered in their attack and are a little bit weakened by that event. Things are shaping up in this area. Let's spend some time talking about it. The Japanese launched attacks on multiple territories, into Suyan, Beiping, Shantung, Hunan, and Kwangtung, and Hainan Island. And after aggressively attacking each one of these territories, every single one of them faltered and failed. Right on the hair's breadth of success, the enemy survived. The Japanese lost plenty of casualties or a couple of casualties in Shantung, but couldn't capture that territory, but left it bare bones. Hunan had the same story. Not Hunan. Nanking had the same story, if memory serves, where they're stripped to nothing but the final unit left on that territory. Likewise, Kwangtung had only one militia left after a brutal slog fest. The Japanese aircraft seemed to be going through trial issues. It appears that perhaps some of their pilots were exaggerating their strength and aptitude in the air, and although they did score many hits on the enemy, they only needed one more of their land forces to survive in each of these combats to begin to capture that territory. It was overall a difficult start for the Japanese nation, and perhaps we'll see the first aggressive actions of them, the tip of the spear, be broken off as they slowly begin to react in a more methodical and systematic way. The British, having seen the faltering initial days of the Japanese invasion, decided to reinforce certain positions, such as British Malaya, as now they can have a decent balance of power and aren't so fearful of the threat of the Japanese forces, the Japanese having lost a significant amount of their marine forces. The Anzac, of course, too, keep on stacking up their territory, with now a German submarine off their coastline. So overall, for the Allies in the Pacific theater, the Allies feel quite confident and begin to purchase fortification to further secure their strong points in the east. Now, the KMT, for their part, have withdrawn from Hunan. They've withdrawn their forces into Kwangtung with a sizable contingent of forces there. 6 cavalry, another, 6 infantry, 2 anti-aircraft guns, and 2 militia to hold out quite strongly in Kwangtung against any potential Japanese aggression. And now it appears that the CCP are the weaker link in the Chinese defenses. So perhaps there's going to be some shakeups as we move some units back and forth along the border. In further news, we have the Italians in the east coast of Africa, not doing too much of anything but building a colonial infantry, it appears. And the north coast of Africa is pretty quiet as well. And the Italians still gather their forces on the border between France and Italy, with a sizable amount of artillery present there as well. Perhaps a German-Italian axis of European powers will launch a joint attack and take it slow and not employ tactics known as the Lightning War to encompass and capture France. The Republicans still rest on their laurels as they have won their victory in the Spanish Civil War. The British, for their part, keep on securing their strong points in Gibraltar, in Lower Egypt, with now a couple of anti-aircraft guns, a significant portion of troops. Their navy has floated into the Mediterranean off the coast of Alexandria with a sizable amount of forces present there to combat whatever the Italians could throw against them. The French, for their part, are now on the brink of war, can now perhaps coordinate a little bit more strongly with the British and perhaps reinforce some positions in France and or assist in the defense of the English Channel and the British homeland territories. And that is the basic summation of the previous season. Hello everybody, my name is Jinx and welcome to Operation Montagnards. We are doing now turn number 6, I believe. Sorry for the little bit of a staggered start. I'm trying to report to everybody when I start doing my recordings. Before I used to do multiple attempts and try to get it really fine-tuned, but now I'm trying to only do it in one shot, so I'm a little bit off the cuff and sometimes staggering with my words. January 1936, we are looking at a kind of a nice situation here. We see that the Germans are at 28, the British are not too far behind at 25, so a little bit of a slow start to the outbreak of war, but it is January 39 rather, so it's a little bit, it's anticipated to be something like this at the start. We have an interesting turn ahead of us, a little bit more action than previously, so let's dive in with some tech rolls. So with the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, we have an extra tech roll we can do, and I'm going to go ahead and do it now. I know it's supposed to be done at the end of the turn, but hey, I can't see anything wrong with doing it now. I don't suspect it'll be broken at this time. So let's roll for each one of these strategic rockets here at a 9. That was a very flawed roll. I mean, it didn't launch itself very high, but I did press the R button, so I don't know what the key is to get to fly into the air a little higher. There's a 6, that's a miss. Then we have our improved construction. We are going to actually do improved construction. The reason being is I see the Germans are building up a lot of strat bombers, or built a strat bomber, which means that perhaps we should endeavor to protect ourselves a little bit better. Then we have advanced, so let's say 1 to 3 from our factories. We have 1 from having a strategic bonus here, so we need a 7 or better, and there's a 7. And lastly, we have advanced mechanized, which we need again a 7 or better, and we get a 9. So let's see. I think we did quite well for ourselves with only 1 miss out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 miss out of 5. That's pretty good. All right. Let's start with the CCP, because that's technically who you're supposed to start with. There's no need for influence rolls anymore. Let's go with our purchases, I guess. So purchases, we have 2 cavalry being built for $6, and that is basically it for them. They have $6 to spend, and that's what they'll be spending. $6. All right. Now we launch into an attack. We have what agreement we had between the CCP and the KMT has slightly shifted in the face of seeing the massive amount of Japanese forces right along our border regions and perhaps an absence of forces to our direct south. We see that we're going to be slowly pushed down by the Japanese forces, or at the very least, we have to come to some sort of, to not appear as juicy of a target as possible. So in light of that, we're going to scramble to try to capture territory, and so therefore the treaty has kind of come to a close. And the KMT knew this going into their last turn, that whatever treaty or agreement we had was coming to the close, so they did have the opportunity to reinforce any position they liked, but they didn't do so, and so we'll take advantage of that and capture Shantung for them. Alright, so going into our combat moves here, so we're going to send 2 guys from Xinjiang, Shenxi, and 2 cavalry coming in from Hopei to capture Qinghai in an attempt to eventually liberate these 2 territories from the KMT hold. And then we'll also go, oh, I marked these the wrong color. We'll also march these 3 infantry down to Shantung here. Okay, and that's it. All the rest of them are non-combat moves. So this one's an easy grab. Excellent. And then these ones are a little bit more aggressive. So the black will be the defense dice, and everything else of mine, well, I have 3 at 2, and then I have 2 down there with upsies. Okay, so the black is the defense, and these dice here, the reds are the 2s and the greens are the 1s. 2 hits, and the enemy 7 miss. So we capture Qinghai from those dastardly Japanese and liberate it back to the Japanese to the CCP strength. So capturing that territory. Now, I know we're weak in any potential Japanese aggression, but I don't know why they would go into the backwoods here. I suspect, if anything, they're going to move their forces a little bit towards Shenxi, perhaps. But in light of that, we are going to back off. They do have some forces and air forces that go in there, but I'm going to bank on them going for some more free targets over here. All right, so we capture that. We're going to make our non-combat moves now. Oopsies. Try that. And we still have 4 militia here that unfortunately I can't get out of there. But we'll see. Perhaps they're going to go this direction. We'll see how it pans out. Alright, so now we go to collecting phase. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. $5 worth of income that we get this turn. $5. And we get to put our boys on the map. And we also get to do a recruitment roll, hoping to get, I believe it is 6 or less this turn. Get these guys right here. Or should I put them here? Yeah, let's put them up here. Better defense against what the Japanese can throw at us. Perhaps it's a little on the weak side. We are going to build our infantry. Sorry, that's presuming that we are going to succeed on our CCP recruitment roll, which is at a 6 or less. A 3. So we're going to get an infantry. I'll put that infantry here. Alright, that takes care of the situation here. While we're looking at this neck of the woods, we're going to roll for the Mongolians. An 11 is a miss. Oops, I shouldn't have deleted that. Oh well. 11 is a miss, and now we turn our attention to... I think that's it for these guys. Now, turning our attention to the... Let's roll for these guys before I forget here too. So 6 or less for the Republicans. A 1. That's pretty nice. I'm going to go for... A militia there, and a militia here. There we are. Okay, turning our attention to the Russians. Now the Russians have 19 bucks to spend. We're going to spend 12 of those bucks, meaning that we have as a remainder, is that what, 7? 7. Alright, so what we're going to get for these guys, they're going to get their Free Soviet Infantry International Brigade. We're going to buy 2 anti-aircraft guns, and we're going to send a Lend-Lease anti-aircraft gun over to the CCP. So that ends that. I'm going to go ahead and send this guy. Actually, can I? I don't know if I can, due to the fact that I'm blockaded here. Yeah, with a sizable amount of land forces. Right here, sorry. Right here. But I suppose I could use my KMT allies. I'll talk to them and see if whether the Japanese or the KMT will allow me to pass some resources through the territory. Which I'm told I could. I'm told I could be at war with a nation and still have that work that way. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see if that goes. I am still owed a few bucks by the allies nonetheless, by the Americans as well. Well, I'm owed about 8 bucks by the opponents there. So we'll have to see if they carry through with their promises. All right, turning to the Russians here. I already stated what they're going to purchase. Let's go for the combat moves. So it's a annexation of Bessarabia. So this guy, I believe, just gets taken off the board, and the Russians get to capture Bessarabia just like that. I thought we had an alternative color. I like the other one a little bit more, but oh well. We'll use this one so that the Soviets capture this one. Then we're going to do an attack here against Lebelsky. So this tactical bomber 1, 2, 3. And with this motorized units over here coming to Lebelsky, and this motorized is coming over to Polachia. I'm going to send my airborne unit over here to Lithuania to capture that territory. And on the way back, you could land in Smolensk. And that about takes care of those guys. And now these guys up here in Transcaucasus are going to come south to Azerbaijan. And that's it. So that's basically it. All the attempts that we're going to do for combat. So we have 1 battle to roll against 2 militia. I'm going to steal these dice and bring them across the board to the other side. Woohoo! Alright, so they have 2 militia, rolling these 2 green dice. And for the attacking force, we have, what are we at? We have 4 motorized at 2, and then 4 motorized at 2, and then we have 2 light armor rolling at 3s. No rivers to cross, pretty straightforward. Okay, so let's just roll these guys out first. Oh, you know what? I did forget the bomber there as well. So I'm going to just roll this dice. The tactical bomber. It's going to be a yellow. Roll it at a 7 or less. And it's a 2. Success. The 2 enemy get to roll 2 dice here. With 1 hit. That's unfortunate. That's not what we wanted. But hey, those Poles, they do good work. And we take out this neck of the woods. Boom. Lebelsky is ours. The reason I wanted to capture this is because I thought, hey, you know, if the Germans wish to declare war on us, then they have to declare war a little bit further back. It gives us space to breathe. All right. These ones up here in Lithuania are just annexations. So we capture Lithuania just like that. There. And the transport plane can land back in Smolensk. You know what? I forgot to buy another airborne unit. That's okay. Alright. That takes care of all our moves here. This tactical bomber went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can land him up here. Yeah, we'll land him up there. Alright. And now for the non-combat moves. So we have one guy from Leningrad coming south, two guys from Kola coming south. We have one guy from Moscow to attack Kaliga Oblast. These two Marines are coming down south. These two fighters are coming down to Crimea. And then these four guys are coming over to western Ukraine. And these guys get captured that territory. Oopsies. Okay, let's see. And then I have two guys railing in from this coastline all the way across to here. A little bit of back and forth for these guys, but I had the free rail capacity. Alright, I believe that takes care of all that. Now we're going to go put up stuff on the board. We're going to put our international brigade up here in Moscow. We're going to put a anti-aircraft gun here, another one up in Leningrad. And I do believe that takes care of all the details. Oh, you know what? One more move. Soviet Torpedo Stewart comes up to here, and these two Republican guys come over here. There. Ready for many different eventualities. It's a pretty secure spot over there, and I think that boat covers it. Yes, that boat covers it. I think we're all done with all of our turn. Let's go to the collect income phase. I'm going to just erase all my little markings on the board here. Quick review. Yeah. Markings on the board are deleted. Now we go to our income increase. We're supposed to have rolled this at the start. And I suppose the benefit of that is that we could have may attack other nations, which I assume that we would, which we're not definitely guaranteed just yet. So if I made a mistake here, then I'll have to reset a bunch of my stuff. Okay, so because this is somewhat of a crucial battle, I'm going to roll a dice. Is it dice 6? Goodness, I totally forgot about this. Dice 6, so it's not guaranteed just yet. Dice 6, here we go. If it's anything less than 3, I can't. Hey, it's a 5. Nice. Alright, so all my actions are legit and legal. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're at 21. Wow, that would have been bad if I couldn't attack any of these nations. Prior to a declaration of yeah, rolling that dice, that would have been crazy. I would have reset everything. I probably at that point would have just re-recorded everything, because anything crucial yeah. It's not ideal to re-record everything. But there we have it. So that's $5 increase. So 21 over here. 21 over there. Plus. I know it says plus 3, but I wonder if I should add that now. So that's 24. In total, that would make 29 on the subsequent turn, I believe. Yeah, I believe that's right. $29. Yeah, if you include the tech plus this roll. Oops, wrong one. 5 here. So what did we say it was going to be? 21 plus 3 makes it, oh, that makes it easy. So that's 31, I believe. Yeah, 31. Yeah, that's 31. 31 to spend on the next turn. Nice. All right, and I think that covers it. I'm kind of lingering here because I have this strange feeling I'm forgetting something of crucial value. I know there's a few things my opponents could do, but right now I think things are looking good enough. All right, guys, so I'll leave it at that. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch y'all later. Cheers.